All right, we're live. All right, guys, James here, Rise Again Fitness. I want to talk to you about limiting beliefs. And it's something that I've experienced in my own life, and so many people who have a dream and a vision that they want to accomplish self-sabotage because they have self-limiting beliefs about themselves. And we need to address this issue because you matter, your goals matter, your desires matter, the things that you want to accomplish, they matter because your life matters. But when we allow the opinions of others, when we allow fear, when we allow doubt to come into our lives so that we don't take the step of faith or the step of action, what do we end up doing? We end up sabotaging ourselves. We end up sabotaging our desires. We end up going backwards a mile. And it's time to stop going backwards, and it's time to move forward. And so today I want to give you some helpful tips and tricks on how to stop self-sabotaging your fitness goals, all right, your health goals, your relationship goals, your career goals, and your personal goals, whatever they might be. You know, I'm a personal trainer. I'm a registered nurse. I was a senior pastor of a church in Canada for years. And recently, 3 months ago, I moved my family to Florida, and we're starting a new life here. And if I allowed self-limiting beliefs to creep into my life, I would have never have moved from northern British Columbia all the way to southern Florida. It's a big move. All my family's back in Canada. All my wife's family's back in Canada. My kids, they miss their family that's back in Canada. They miss their friends. They miss their school. Okay, they miss the church. It takes some effort to take a step forward towards what you know you need to do, to where that draw in your heart is pulling you. Fear is the number one cause of self-sabotage and limiting beliefs. Fear says you don't deserve to have a better life. Fear says you're being selfish. Fear says you're just doing that to try to look good. Fear says you just want to appear better to other people. Fear says that there's no way you're going to do it. You're a failure. You failed in the past, and there's no way you're going to succeed in the future. But I want to be honest with you. Fear is a liar. And I think about what the Bible says. And I'm going to go back to this from time to time, coming from my pastor history, okay? The Lord has not given you a spirit of fear, but He's given you a spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind. And so when you can just accept the fact that you are a powerful person, that you have love and the capacity to love, and that you do have a sound mind, and your decisions aren't crazy, and your goals and your dreams, they aren't crazy. They might sound crazy to others, but you know in your heart, they're there for you. You know in your heart that you have these desires deep down in your side, these things you want to accomplish, all right? And so now God's saying to you, you better go after it. The universe is saying to you, you better go after it. Your innate self says, if I don't go after these goals, these visions, these dreams, then I'll never be the man or woman that I was meant to be. And so I want you to be the person you were created to be. I want you to live the fullest life. I want you to make the most amount of money possible. I want you to have the most jacked body possible. I want you to go and have every experience that you know you should have. And so it's time to acknowledge the limiting beliefs. This is step number one. Acknowledge your self-limiting beliefs. Acknowledge that, okay, I believed in the past that I'm not worthy. I believed in the past that I'm not rich enough. I believed in the past that I'm not capable. I believed in the past because I failed in one attempt, I'm going to fail in another attempt. You have to acknowledge what your limiting beliefs were looking back on those things that you failed. Okay, that's step number one. Acknowledge that you've had self-limiting beliefs in the past. Step two is to move past them and say, okay, I've seen them now. Now I'm going to address them head on. All right. And so I had a desire to move to Florida. What did I have to do? I had to resign as a pastor of my church. Okay, I had to write the U.S. nursing exam. I had to spend a lot of money getting the right documents, paperwork, immigration, so that I could take my family from Canada to the United States. But I had a vision in my head. But I had people saying, James, you can't move from Canada. You can't go to the States. You can't leave your family behind. My parents didn't want me to go. My wife's dad didn't want us to go. Our friends didn't want us to go. But destiny pulled me forward, okay? And I still don't know exactly what's waiting for us here, but I know there's something. And it's been hard for my kids. And they would cry and say, Dad, I want to go back home to Canada. Why, Dad, why? Why did we have to move? And it's because I knew that we had to move. And I could have let fear come in to my life and say, all right, Will won't move. We'll hold off. We'll hold off. We'll hold off. We won't do it. We won't go. And what would have happened? My soul would have died. And I think this is what maybe you can relate with. You feel like you said no to your goals, your visions, your dreams. You said no to the body that you want. You said no to the job that you wanted. You said no to the career you've wanted, the business to start, the wife you've wanted, or the husband you've wanted. You've said no because of fear, and you didn't take that action step to actually try to grab a hold of your destiny. And this is what's held you back. And this is what's still holding you back. And so once you've acknowledged step number one, that you've had self-limiting beliefs in the past that said you're not worthy, you're uneducated, you're not capable, you can't speak well enough, you're not disciplined enough, whatever those excuses were, step number two is to wipe them away. Wipe the slate clean, all right? Say, I acknowledge it, now I wipe it clean, I'm starting from scratch. Now I'm going to face whatever challenge is in front of me as it relates to me obtaining the goal, all right, that I've set for myself. And so step number three is you need to start writing out your goals. If you want to overcome self-limiting beliefs, you need to write out your goals. It's plain and simple. What are your 5-year goals? Let's just start there. In 5 years, I want to weigh, for me, in 5 years, I want to weigh 225 pounds and be in much better shape than I am now, okay? I've already gained 40 pounds of muscle in the last 3 years, and it took a long time to get there. 155 pounds, guys, to over 200. Now we're cutting it back. That was one of my goals that I wrote down. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of difficulty in the gym. It took me hiring multiple different personal trainers and people that would show me what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, all right? It's not easy, but it was worth it. Now I'm proud of myself and the body that I have, and when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm happy with what I see, but I'm happier knowing that actually I'm going to get further ahead, that my muscles are actually going to develop more, that my mindset and my discipline to push myself physically is actually going to advance. Where in the past I had many self-limiting beliefs about fitness, and I hated going to the gym. I hated working out. I hated the pain of it. I hated pushing myself. And that was a weak mindset, okay? But I wrote down a goal. 200 pounds, like Chris Hemsworth in Thor. That was kind of my vision in my head. If I could look like anyone, I wanted to look like Chris Hemsworth in Thor. Of course, I don't look anywhere near that good yet, but that's the goal, that's the vision, that's what I'm moving towards, and I'm taking those steps, all right? But it took a commitment to realize I failed many times in the past because I didn't want to work out, I didn't want to eat right, I didn't want to get hurt and sore in my muscles, and said, okay, enough of that, it's over. Now I'm moving forward, all right? That's so step number 3, write down your goals, all right? What do you want to accomplish in 5 years? What exactly does my body want to look like, all right? You've already acknowledged that you've had self-limiting beliefs and actions in the past. That's number 1. You went back mentally and said, I I attempted this business, or I attempted this fitness challenge, or I attempted to speak to this person and I failed. Whatever those things were, you've acknowledged it. Good for you. Number 2, you wipe the slate clean. I'm starting from scratch. My life starts over today. All right? I'm a blank slate. I'm moving forward. Oh, good. Now we have something to work with. Now we got to build up some structure, which leads us to step 3, which is writing down your goals very clearly. In 5 years, I will be making $150,000 a month from my online business. In 5 years, I'll be making $110,000 as a registered nurse. In 5 years, I'll be making $2 million a year as a landscaper. Whatever that goal is for you business-wise, money-wise, you gotta write it down. You're gonna write down your body goals, okay? In the next 5 years, I will work towards this body. I will accomplish a triathlon. I will do a bodybuilding show. I will run a marathon. I will commit to walking 10,000 steps 5 days a week for the next 5 years. Okay, but you got to start somewhere. And maybe it doesn't need to be 5 years. Maybe it can be 1 year from now, 2 years from now. But I'm going to start taking the steps to achieve this goal. And so you have to think about goals a little bit systematically. Health, you want your health to be good. What bad habits do you have? Are you drinking too much? I don't drink at all anymore. My wife and I have been alcohol-free since September of 2023. We're not going to go back to it. What we do is buy the non-alcoholic beer from time to time. Just because. Why do I need to get drunk? Why do I need to indulge in a behavior that, number 1, is going to add way more calories to my life that I don't need? That 2 is going to make me regret the words that I say and the decisions that I make, number 2. And that's going to make me feel like crap the next day and probably sabotage my fitness goals or business goals or time with my family. Alcohol is a thief, okay? So you got to think about your health holistically, all right? And so your baseline, where are you at right now, baseline in your health? Where do you want to get to? Write the goals that it's going to take you to get to your ideal body weight, your ideal level of strength and endurance. And what are the types of, what kind of person in your head do you see yourself? What kind of food does that person eat already? And you're going to start doing that. What kind of habits does that person have every day? What time do they wake up in the morning? How often do they work out? How hard do they work out? Make yourself that person now. Envision yourself 1 year, 3 years, 5 years into the future, and the person you see yourself. Now take those habits and just start doing them now. Does that make sense? Start eating the food that person would eat. Start working out the way that person would work out. Start being disciplined the way that person is disciplined. That's your health. Now you got to think about your wealth. Who do you want to be in 5 years? What is that person doing? How are they saving? How are they investing? How are they networking? How are they building their wealth? And envision how that person who you see yourself would be in 5 years doing it. Now write it down, those steps, and start doing what your future self would be doing now, okay? What kind of relationship do you want with your wife or your husband or your kids, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is? What does that ideal relationship look like in 2 years, 5 years from now? How many dates are you going on a week? How many trips are you taking with your family? How many sporting events of your kids or outings are you focusing on your kid without your cell phone in your hand, okay? Without distraction. How much time are you spending with your significant other? And what does that perfect relationship look like 2 years, 5 years out from now? And what are you doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? And then do that now. Take your future self, that perfect vision of yourself, and start doing those habits now in your health, your wealth, and your relationships. And I want you to write these goals out, very specific. In 1 year, this is what I'm going to accomplish with my health, wealth, relationships. In 5 years, this is what I'm going to have accomplished in my health, wealth, relationships. Now, this is number 3 on how you overcome self-limiting beliefs. Now you have a blueprint. I'm going to follow these steps religiously without missing. And anytime I have fear come up as I approach the gym, as I approach a business opportunity, as I approach a woman, I'm going to understand I had the self-limiting beliefs in the past. I've washed them clean. Now I'm moving forward to my goals. Fear is a part of it. Fear is natural. Fear is okay. Fear just means you're probably doing the right thing. Danger is different. You're not going to stand on the edge of a bridge with a train coming at you, going to jump off at the last minute, knowing you could either die from getting hit by the train or from jumping off the bridge. That's danger. That's stupid. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fear of taking action, which you will recognize as being your opportunity to achieve something great. And this is why you set the goals, because now you know, I got it. These are the steps I need to take to hit my goal. If it's network marketing, all right, if it's sales, if it's trying to get a job at a really good company or a certain industry, you know you might have to put out a lot of resumes, all right? You may have to put out 100 resumes. You might have to make 200 phone calls to those managers and those directors. You might have to send a ton of emails, and you might get rejected. That's okay. No big deal. You're going to learn from being rejected. But you're going to keep doing the steps because your goal is here. I'm going to be CEO of this company, but I need to get in here. And if I got to get in here and I got to send 500 emails, I'm going to do it. Then once I got the emails in, I got my foot in the door, I'm going to network with this level of manager, this director, and you're going to keep doing it. And every time you feel fear to approach somebody, you're going to say, bring it on, because this is how I overcome my self-limiting beliefs, is by facing my fear and doing it anyways. Does that make sense? Now, let's talk about your fitness. You deserve to be fit. You deserve to be fit. First of all, you deserve to be healthy, wealthy, and you deserve to enjoy your life. Terrible things will happen in this life. Can you just acknowledge that? Terrible things will happen. Difficult things will happen to you. Tragic things will happen to you. That's life. We can't change that. But what we can change is our mindset about it. We can change the fact that I can face the fear, I can face the tragedy, and I can move forward. So now that we've acknowledged that, it's not going to stop us. And so here's number 4. All right? Number 4 is that we take action no matter what. We take action each and every day. We take action in the realization that I am worthy. And so number 1 is you acknowledge your self-limiting beliefs that you've had in the past. You look backwards and you see all these times where fear has stopped you, where you've self-sabotaged your relationships, your finances, your health. You acknowledge it. Step 2 is you wipe the slate clean and you say, enough's enough. I'm starting from scratch right here and now. All right? Number 3 is you see your future self in 2 years and 5 years, and then you write out the goals on how you get to that person, and then you actually start doing the habits your future self would have now. And you're not going to be very good at them. You're actually going to be trash at them, but you're going to start developing those habits. You're going to start hitting the gym. You're going to get on the treadmill. You're going to start with light weights. You're going to make sure you're going 3 days a week to the gym, then 5 days a week. You're going to make sure you're actually prepping your meals, tracking your macros, knowing your calories that you need to sustain your current weight, to bulk, or to cut. And you're just going to chip away at it, chip away at it, chip away at it. And all of a sudden those future habits become your present habits, and actually you rocket launched where you want to be. And you're going to do that for business, and you're going to do that for your relationships. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, you guys, is to always take action. Always take action. Always take action. Whenever self-limiting beliefs come in, whenever procrastination comes in, whenever you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, that's when you remind yourself, that's not me anymore. I'm an action taker. I'm an overcomer. I am more than a conqueror through Christ Jesus, who empowers me by the Holy Spirit of God, if you're a believer. And if you're not a believer, you're still going to say, I am more than a conqueror. I am an overcomer. I face my fears head on, and I smash my goals, and I smash my enemies, and I am the best of my bloodline. And so maybe your wife is giving you a hard time as you're pursuing your health and fitness goals, because you know what? They're starting to get convicted because they ain't pushing themselves as hard as you are. Your wife might get mad that you're eating right. You're not snacking at night. You're not crushing the popcorn and you're not crushing the ice cream at night. And she's getting a little bit insecure because your body's transforming. Well, it's not going to stop you, okay? You're going to keep leading by example, by taking action. And eventually, she's going to come alongside you and join you. And you're going to pull her along and your kids along. And ladies, it's the same for you. Maybe your husband's getting insecure about how fit you're getting, how much time you're spending in the gym, how well you're eating, how disciplined you're being. You're not going to judge them. You're not going to bad talk them. You're not going to speak down to them. You're going to encourage them. You're going to lead by example for your spouse and your kids. And this is the action step, because the truth is, most of the self-limiting beliefs we have come as a result of the people closest to us telling us that's a good idea, but I don't think it's right for right now. I think you can do that, but maybe you should wait. I don't think that's a good idea at all. Here, you should do this instead. And so you're going to have to take action in ignoring the naysayers, and you're going to have those goals and those visions that we practice in step 3 so clearly laid out in your mind that nobody, come hell or high water, is going to stop you in your pursuit, because you have this knowledge that you are worthy. You are worthy. Your life is short, and you are worthy to go after the thing that God has placed in your heart. And you know what it is because you can't stop thinking about it. I know I need to help people. I help people as a pastor. I help people as a registered nurse. I help people as a personal trainer. I know my gift. My gift is to help people better themselves. It's to fan the flame, the spark in their soul that's been dying back to life, so that they can take accountability and move forward to the things that God's called them to, and God has called you to something. He hasn't called us all to be Bill Gates or Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. He hasn't called us to be a president. He hasn't called us to be, a famous movie star. Not all of us, some of us perhaps. But he's called us to something great as it relates to the gift that he's placed in your heart, and you know your gift better than anybody else. It's a thing that makes you happy. It's a thing that gives you joy. It's a thing that you could talk about for hours. And so if you could acknowledge that there's a gift inside of you that's just waiting to come out. It could be photography. Okay, it could be gardening. It could be educating kids in school or homeschool. You know what? I mean, it could be training dogs. Whatever your gift is, your gift could be teaching people how to save their money, how to get out of debt. Your gift could just be, I want to be the very best employee in my company, and I want to make my bosses proud of me, and I want to show them I'm the best they got. Whatever your gift is, you know it. You know what it is deep down inside. You don't need anyone to tell you what it is. It's that thing that you're passionate about. Maybe you're passionate about anime. I love anime. I can watch it all day long. But it's not my gift, all right? But your gift might be, I love anime. I could review this anime. I could talk about it for hours. I could teach other people about it. So you know your thing. I don't need to tell you what your gift is. I can help pull it out of you. But when the naysayers come and say that's not for you, you need to do X, Y, and Z. You need to say no. Step number 4 says I take action towards my goal. I take action towards a better life, a better body, a better relationship, better finances, a better relationship with God, a better relationship with my kids, a better mindset in my head where I'm positive, not negative, where I know that I'm the head, not the tail, that I'm a leader, that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I know that I have this divinity within me that's wanting to come out through my gift. Okay? That's step number 4. And step number 5 is probably the most important step of all. Step number 5, in order to overcome limiting beliefs as it relates to your health, your wealth, your relationships, and all the sub-points under them. Step number 5 is to have 3 people minimum around you that you love, that you trust. 3 to 5 people that can tell you, hey buddy, you're failing. You're not making it. You're giving up on your goals. You didn't put content out. You didn't apply for that job. You didn't email that director. You didn't take your wife on the date. Hey man, you're messing up. You're slipping up. Who are those people in your life that can say, this is bullshit, man. You need to get your act together. You're failing. Your friends and your family. Who are those people in your life that you can say, you know what? You're right. I hear you. I hear you when you're telling me that. I receive that rebuke. I receive that correction. But they're not there just to call you out on your BS or when you're failing or when you're slipping up. They're there to encourage you. They're there to motivate you. They're a network that's so tight with you that when you guys go to war together, you say, I only need these 3 bad mofos with me and I know I could take over the world. Do you have that type of circle around you? Do you have a circle around you of people that will speak truth into your life and you can receive it? Do you have a circle of people around you that can say, you've got to get moving, you need to step up your game, and you recognize that this circle is actually they're a level above you in their area of expertise, whether it's fitness, whether it's wealth, whether it's relationships, whether it's networking, whether it's communication, whether it's spiritual gifts, whatever it might be. Do you have that network around you, these 3 to 5 people that you can hold their hand when you're drowning and you know they won't let go? And they'll pull you up from the depths of despair and they will make sure you stay on track. This is what you need, guys. These are the steps that you need. You need to find these people if you don't have them yet. You need to go to networking events. You need to get into a church, maybe. You need to get into the gym, and you may need to find some buddies to work out with. You need to message me. You could join my private Facebook group, totally free. Me and my brother will help you. We'll train you. We'll mentor you. We'll guide you. We'll hold you accountable. We'll hold your hand. You need somebody, though. Preferably someone maybe that's done already what you're trying to accomplish. Somebody that's got the money that you have, that you desire to have. Somebody that's got the physique that you want. Somebody that's got the women or the men that you want. You know what I mean? Someone that's got the relationship that you want. That's got the family with the kids doing well that you want. You need these people that are above you guys. 3 to 5 people that you could take over the world with. And so these are 5 easy steps on how to overcome procrastination, but more importantly, how to overcome limiting beliefs. Number 1, you acknowledge in the past. You look back at all the times you've tried to do something, the times you've tried to get into the gym, the times you've tried to get fit and eat right, the times you tried to start a business or move up in your company or save money, the times you tried to make your marriage better, or your relationship better, your family life better, and you see those areas where it stagnated, where you made an effort, but you got afraid, something came in, you backed off, things went downhill, you acknowledge it. Okay, those were self-limiting beliefs that I had. I see them. And step number 2 is you wipe the slate clean. Say, that's in the past. I forgive myself. You need to forgive yourself for the times that you failed. Now you have a clean slate. You know, when Jesus caught that woman in adultery and all the people left as he was writing in the sand, he says, he who is without sin cast the first stone. And he looked up and they were all gone. And he said, woman, where are your accusers? And he said, I have none. He says, well then, neither do I accuse you. But he said, go and sin no more. And so you see those areas where you failed. And so you're going to take that advice and say, okay, I'm going to go and sin no more. I'm not going to let fear, I'm not going to let limiting beliefs hold me back anymore. I have a clean slate. All right, let's go. Number 3, you envision your future self. You're going to take 30 minutes to envision what your future self looks like in the way that you look, okay? The way your physique is, the way you dress, the way you hold yourself in a crowd, the way you speak to other people, the way you're presenting to other people, okay? The kind of money that you have, the career that you have, the possessions that you have. Then you're going to see your family life, what your wife looks like, what your husband looks like, what your kids look like. You're going to envision yourself in that 3 years out, 5 years out, 2 years out. And then you're going to take those habits that that person has and you're going to start practicing those habits right now, right now, right now. Step number 4 is when the self-limiting beliefs come in, because they always try to come back and stop you. It's fear. It's self-doubt. It's maybe denial. Maybe it's somebody comes against you and they really, you trusted them and they're trying to stop you from your dreams. You're going to say, okay, I was expecting this. I was expecting this. Okay, I'm excited. I was expecting someone to try to stop me. I wasn't expecting it to be you, but that's okay. Step number 4 is I'm going to do it anyway. I'm taking action in spite of the fear. Does that make sense? And then step number 5 is you need your network of bros, you need your network of women, you need your network of people that are above you, where you want to be, but they're also your ride or dies. They will take you through war and you will pull them through war. You would go to the ends of the earth for your people, this network, all right? These 3 to 5 people that will tell you the truth no matter what. When you're messing up, when you're not hitting your goals, when you're not making the calls, when you're not hitting the gym, when you're not being right to your wife, when you're not making the money, when you're not being there for your kids, they're going to call you out on your BS, but they're also going to build you up. And you're going to build them up. And you know that you can tell the same things to them. They're slipping up. If they're messing up, you're there for them. Okay? You need that crew. And if you don't have it yet, you need to find your crew. You can join my Facebook group. If you want the Brotherhood of Bulk, you can find another group. You can get in the gym. You can hire a coach. But you need to start developing this network of 3 to 5 bad mofos that you could take over the world with. And then you just need to be consistent at it, guys. Give yourself 1 year. See how far you've made it. Give yourself 2 years. See how far you've made it. Give yourself 5 years and your whole life is turned around. All right? You need to overcome self-limiting beliefs because you're worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are capable. You are loved. You are empowered by the Holy Spirit. God Himself has placed a gift inside you, and the Bible says that the gift makes room for the man, but if you do not activate your gift, you will stagnate. And so you go with your gift. You might have to work your regular job, but you move in your gift. You might have to live a bit of a mundane life for a while, but you're developing your gift. You're applying these 5 steps, and you are dominating after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and give yourself a decade, and there is nothing that can stop you. And so these were some things that I applied to my life. I hired a fitness coach. I started eating right. I gained 45 pounds of muscle. All right, it wasn't always muscle. It was fat for a bit. I had to cut down. I'm in a cut right now. Cuts are hard because you have to deny yourself food. But that's okay because I envision the body that I want. You remember I told you Chris Hemsworth and Thor. Dude was jacked. I want to get that way. I'm 40. Is it possible? We'll see. We'll see, but age is just a number. You deserve to lose weight. You deserve to earn an income that is very nice. You deserve to have a wonderful marriage. You deserve to have a beautiful family. You deserve to reach the goals that you've placed in your life that you know are there. You deserve to reach them. You deserve to go after them. You deserve it because this life is short, you guys. And I don't care where you live. If you're in Kenya, if you're in the Congo, if you're in Russia, if you're in North Korea, if you're in the United States, if you're in Mexico, if you're in Ecuador, or if you're in Northern Canada, you have goals, you have visions, you have dreams. And God doesn't distinguish who you are, what color your skin is, what you look like, what your disabilities might be. You have a gift inside of you. And you need to make every effort to not allow fear, self-doubt, limiting beliefs hold you back from pursuing the gift. You have been given a gift for a reason, and it might be to change just one person's life. And that person, who knows, may go on to change the world. But I want to encourage you today, follow these 5 steps. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. If you've got any other ideas, if you got any steps that you like to take to overcome your limiting beliefs, leave them in the comments. Shoot me a like, subscribe. Let's get after it. This is James, Rise Again Fitness, and it's been good to talk to you tonight.